Welcome friends, today we have Mr. Dhaval Ajmera with us from Ajmera Realty. So we'll be checking what are currently happening into the real estate segment and specifically how Ajmera Realty going forward going to grow. So we'll be discussing about the various stuff. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the Value Educator channel. So welcome Dhaval sir. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to discuss about the real estate segment. And we'll firstly like to know more about after the recent rate hikes by the RBI, what actually is changing currently into a market. Is there any kind of a hit and like how Mumbai real estate is progressing ahead?
So, thank you very much for inviting. I think the Indian real estate market is actually a strong market according to me. And from pandemic, we have seen a good amount of opportunity coming and supply, and there has been a good demand overall all across the segments because people realize the importance of home, and that's how the demand for home really picked up. Having said that, obviously this was also being triggered with the sales with the especially if I have to say the areas where we operate primarily is the government of Maharashtra, which gave incentives for stamp duty that actually really triggered the sales, and also home loan interest rates which were all time lower as early as about 1 quarter back, and these were the primarily reasons for the sales to really pick up and the demand to come in. Pandemic realized the importance of home, larger homes, bigger homes. B, interest rates low. C, stamp duty waiver. So these actually were the triggers for sales, and that moved the entire movement. Having said that, obviously we are seeing the geopolitical scenarios happening all across the world, and the interest rates, inflation's being high all across, and that is where we are seeing interest rates factors coming in. But I still see, we are practically seeing, in spite of this rate hikes which has been done by RBI, we are seeing still a decent amount of inquiries coming in. We still believe that till the time the interest rates are not very very absorbently going high, I think it will still continue. There is a bit of absorption. People really understand that this inflation is not in control of any one of us. But I think if it's not crossing 8% or 7.5 to quarter to 8%, I think it should be fine.
Right. And so first of all, very congratulations for the Manhattan sales. It has been an excellent job you all have done. So I wanted to ask specifically on that project also, how is the progress, and can you give us some background about Ajmera as a group, like from where we started, and then we have launched 3 towers, A1, Z1, Rayon, and after that we recently launched the Manhattan. So how is the progress, and everyone would like to know about some history about the Ajmeras, and what is the vision we have in say next 5 years.
So to give you a small brief about Ajmera, we as Ajmeras are a 53-year-old real estate developer. Primarily this was started as a family run business. Today it is a 3-generation old business, and God's been kind, we are all 3 generations still together working in the business. Having said that, we started as a family run business, went into professional led people, and now we are a listed company. Right. So that's been our journey. We've developed more than about 45,000 apartments and delivered 3 crore square feet of construction done and delivered. We have another roughly about 2 odd crore square feet or 2.5 crore square feet of development under pipeline, under development, under launch. So our areas of operations are primarily Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, London and Bahrain. So these were the 5-6 cities where we operate. At the same time, while we do what we have been doing over the last so many years, our forte has always been trendsetters and pin code creators is what we really proud to say that what we are, because there are many townships which have been developed when the city was nothing. So just to give you an example of Mira Road as a destination, about nobody knew this particular town 30, 35, 40 years back when we actually started a development of Shantinagar, which was at that point in time Asia's largest township of 15,000 apartments in one complex. So
Right,
that
right.
is the size which we developed. Shastri Nagar in Lokhandwala was done by us. Our flagship project Ajmera Island, there's a project known as Bhakti Park. Even
Right.
there in Wadala, it was not something people really preferred to come in, but owing to the vision of our late chairman, when he bought this land and he knew what the future lies, and that really created this as a destination, and it was something which we all are really proud of, and we are making such projects which become as landmark destinations and pin code creators. So that's what we primarily do, and our forte has always been a lot into townships and larger apartments. I mean, number of apartments in a complex, be it 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, that way, and that's what we've been doing. That's how we started with our flagship project in Ajmera Island. Aeon, Xeon, Trion was delivered and over. Now we have launched a new project over there known as Ajmera Manhattan. It's been, what we realized post-COVID is that people are looking at development,
Right.
and demand for such developments are only at those places where A, the brand of the developer is trusted, B, the developer should be long term and been in this business and delivered since a long, quite a number of years, and C, is the icing on the cake is if it's a listed company, because there's a lot of transparency, even though non-listed players, thanks to RERA, have to be more transparent, and everyone is compliant to be transparent. But now with listed, it adds on to that value. So we as Ajmeras tick in all these boxes, and that's where we saw a lot of demand coming in for our project, and even though we are just starting, where the foundation work is just starting over there, and we've dug the basements, but still we had a massive response, and this sales really helped us clock our numbers to as much as what we did last year in just one quarter.
Right, right. Once again, congratulations for
Thank
that.
you.
So just wanted to understand, if you check the history of the Ajmera, so probably in last 10 years with Aeon, Xeon, Trion, we have sold about 2,000 crores of inventory, while we are planning to sell more about 4,000 to 5,000 in upcoming 4 to 5 years. So what really has changed? The real estate market has changed, or some changes we are doing in our organization? Can you give some
So
background?
this thought process and growth as a company was started during the COVID period when everything was shut. We thought that yes, everything is shut today, but as a company we realized that now is the opportunity, because historically we have seen India is a very resilient country. It shows that while we are we may dip down to what it is, but we really rise fast, and that's been the history of India. And in those period when such companies which really grow or are in the path of this acceleration, I think they can grow manifolds, and that was the whole idea where we started. And that's where we saw that when we as a company have so much of potential available, when real estate, because during COVID we realized that home is going to be the next big thing as a demand coming, and the real estate will be in big demand. And we realized that what importance and how much of land potential we have. So we thought, and we brought in, we really ran through our numbers, and we went across and saw how we can do and what we can do to make our company grow really faster. And that's where we internally decided that we want to grow 5x from where we are.
Right.
So taking those steps towards 5x, I think these were some of the things we thought if we have to grow 5x, we have to start launching projects from our kitty which we already have. B, look at new projects, and C is ensure that we clock our sales numbers. So
Right.
these were the 3 triggers, and that's where we've been working really hard and ensuring that we work towards that path.
Right. So, like recently during pandemic, government also little bit helped the real estate sector by reducing the premiums. So, was that the start of this vision? Like from where, during pandemic, it was everything was very uncertain. But after that, government had a like little bit support, and then till now, I was checking some numbers on a MMR as a region. So we are clocking the numbers which we probably not clock in last 8 years. So this month, like June or like May, we had about 8,000 to 9,000 registrations, like every month. So what actually has happened that I would like to know more about.
As I said, you primarily the reason for this trigger was the importance of home during COVID. Number two, government really supported with giving, any developer will give this kind of discount. But when the government gives discount or gives a subsidy, I think that's the biggest psychological motive,
Right.
or the pleasure or whatever you call it for the customer. That today government is supporting something, that means they realize that importance, and that's where it really pushed it. But having said that, after today this incentives being even taken off, but still the demand being there, it only shows that real estate and housing for all is the vision for our honorable Prime Minister. Real estate sentimentally holds a big value for Indians overall. Owning a piece of real estate in their life, maybe they seek land, commercial, office, shop, whatever. And with this demand coming in, obviously the sales triggers coming in. Like I said, now data is very, very readily available because thanks to RERA, thanks to the technology, every project of ours is listed in RERA. Every sales of ours is listed in the registration website. So it really helps the data come out as to what it was earlier versus what it is now.
Correct. So, sir, I would like to know more about some specific projects which we are currently doing. Starting from like Greenfinity, we got a very very good response from the launch at the same location in Vadala, and we are doing another project here at Sikova, which is I think a commercial project, and then another one I think in Bangalore we are doing the nucleus commercial one. So like can you give me some idea about like these certain projects, like how?
So when we started, so just to give you, when we started this entire journey, we last year we thought that we will launch 3 projects. One is Ajmera Greenfinity, one is Ajmera Sikova, and one is Ajmera Nucleus in Bangalore. These were the 3 projects which we decided to launch. Ajmera Greenfinity is a mid-segment project which is kind of an affordable project for the city like Bombay, and we got a good response in that. Today we launched last year January 21, and today we are in July 22. It's about 1.5 years, and we are already through with the construction in terms of the structure. Right. And probably by this year end or first quarter next year, we'll be giving possession of that. And we are 70% sold off, almost 70% sold off in that project. Ajmera Sikova was a big risk, I would say, at that point in time.
Okay.
Because, we all were working from home. There was a big noise about work from home and offices will have an issue and challenge. But we at Ajmera realized that probably this is for the time being, it is probably for this moment. But when things really start opening up, people are going to move out. We as Indians are very social animals. We don't like sitting at one place. So we need different environments to work in, and we need a proper working environment. And that's when we launched and we started construction of Ajmera Sikova last August.
Okay.
And there were about 380 odd units, and we are already about 230 to 40 units sold. So we are about 60-65% sold in that project, in spite of the challenges of work from home. And despite of all of this, we saw this demand coming in. And second other challenge was that we thought probably we will see sales coming up only once it is ready. But we are right now finished with the superstructure, and by Same by this year end or probably first quarter next year we'll give possession, and still under construction, and we saw this kind of a demand. So it was a great encouraging news for us, and this showed that people, the commercial market and the overall economy of India is good because people are buying offices, looking for expansion. People are going to move out and do their businesses from their workplace and not work from home concept. So these all myths were started to getting disseminated and move towards the normalcy. Third one was our nucleus project in Bangalore, which was launched earlier, but we launched a new phase just post COVID, and there also we are seeing good response. The first phase of it is already given possession. I think the second phase will be given possession next year. We've also launched a commercial project over there, and we are hoping to sell this off hopefully by this year. Getting good demands, the building is ready. So overall we are seeing that scenario looks fine unless there is another trigger, which I don't think will come, and Indian economy looks on a rising scale. So I feel Bangalore as a market is moving, and commercial will definitely have a great run. So these were some projects which we started last year, and then moving forward we went on acquisitions because that's where was our other goal and towards the growth, and we acquired a project in Juhu. And was a redevelopment project, and where all the permissions and everything has already been taken, and the work has started in terms of demolition, and we will be soon launching it. Very soon, coming in this year, we will be launching 3 to 4 more projects in central suburbs of Mumbai, and also some in Pune. So that's where we are gearing up for our growth target of 5x, where we are looking at a top line of 4,000 crores over the next 3 to 5 years time.
Right. Thank you for the detailed answers. Another question which I have, which is related to, because as an investor we look for return on equity. So as we have the huge land bank, that is a great thing to have because it's a main raw material for any real estate development. And we have the Kanjurmarg and we have the Vadala land bank. But if you check specifically, not only related to Ajmera, but in general, real estate developers have a lower ROE, which is return on equity. So, what are our plans to monetize this land bank and probably decrease or monetize, and that's why our ROE can be better in future by doing some joint developments or something.
Where for any real estate developer, land is their raw material. Now, it is, as you rightly said, that if I have bought, these lands have been bought historically. Now, if I really value this land year on year and put it up on my books, I will have a great valuation, but my equity returns will start diminishing.
Correct.
So it really is just on paper, doesn't make really sense for me to do it. And that's the reason you'll see no real estate developer will be doing the same, right? But if I have to look at new properties, the best answer today is to have an asset-light model, like doing joint ventures, joint developments, DM models, because those are the things which are A, asset-light, your equity investments are lower, and B, you will actually put in money not on, your equity, not going more on the land, but going more on the project, which will start giving you returns quicker.
Right.
Because today, typically, any land which you buy in India, it's a process to actually get it cleared, put it to a stage where it comes for approvals. It's about 1.5 to 2 year process.
Right.
So when you are actually, discounting those 2 years and appreciating your equity by 2 years on an average. So that's where you will see better returns with projects which has a JV-JDA model.
Right.
So let's just giving you an example, the recent one which we bought, the Juhu Society. If I had to go and buy this land, it would have cost me huge amount of money.
Exactly.
But my investment was only towards the rent of those tenants and the the permissions which we took right now, right? And then I'm good to start sales. So my money will start flowing in. So that's where we will see equity going, less equity going, and returns coming in quicker. And I have to buy this land and then do all of that. It would take me a year at least process to clear off. So that 1 year I've saved. So I'm just giving you an overall perspective accordingly.
So are we going to shift from the in future project more of a JV, JD?
So that's what because see, today we at Ajmera have enough and more land bank available with us, which is about 2 crore odd square feet, all across, primarily in Bombay. So we don't really need to add on more to it. Rather than we look at projects which are asset like JV, JDA, develop our asset which is currently with us, and also develop the JV, JDA model. So that way it will help us grow faster.
Correct.
So that's what we are planning to do.
I think one project we are planning at again Vadala, which is I think probably a joint venture after the demerger of the entity, which is about 6 acre land parcel, which you have mentioned in calls. So any update on that side?
So that's the land parcel which we are looking at a commercial development. We are under an demerger process. Once the process is completed, then we will probably look out for some person or some developer or a fund which can add value to the project, because that's what we want to bring in, value which will really make that the building really nice or the project really nice, at the same time add value for both the companies. So that's where we want to bring in that project. So as of now we've not talked to anybody, but going future, maybe someone who can really add value, we will discuss.
Sir, important question is related to debt, because as an investor also look as a debt, and real estate is that sector where we all know what has happened during 2008 cycle, where the balance sheets were highly debt ridden, and after that there has not probably any recovery on a demand side, which probably happened after the COVID. So how we are planning on a leverage side and to manage our balance sheets in future, if you can.
So our model right now is to see we go as much as low on debt and try and do projects. Probably take debts wherever it is extremely required in terms of permissions and everything, which is more of a working capital requirement.
Right.
We are not looking at debts for long-term basis, and we will probably do those sales from those requirements from our internal accruals and sales. But at the same time, wherever, so let's say a project like Manhattan, obviously where the sales got a great response, but the debt was taken only for the permissions, which were premiums which were required to be paid for the permission. So we are looking at a model where our primary debt starts coming down. More of the debt is there in a project basis for the working capital, and wherever smaller projects like Sikova, obviously we've taken debt, but we've not really utilized those kind of things. Like Greenfinity, not too much debt on the project. So those kind of projects we are looking at doing primarily from our internal accruals and sales, and not look at debt. So overall, the bottom line is that we want to reduce our debt, and if wherever there is a working capital requirement, we will take. So that's how we are working.
Right. So last couple of questions. Just wanted to know about our international projects. How soon we are going to monetize, and
So London will start monetizing this year. We will start having the repatriations of those projects, which are almost completed now. The sales are also going on, so we should be able to close this year.
So just can you sum it up about the future vision? Are we going to stick to our existing cities like Mumbai and the Bangalore projects, and some we had couple of projects in Gujarat also? So what we going to stick with these cities also only, or are we going to expand to?
So as we said, our future plans have very clearly decided, and that's where we are moving. We are looking at 4,000 crores of top line in the next 3 to 5 years from the projects which is already announced. We want to grow. We believe firmly that Bombay as a market is growing exponentially well, and it will have its own demand. We want to stick to those cities where we have already established our base. So that is Bombay, Pune, Bangalore and Ahmedabad. Probably these are the 4 prime cities where we are looking. We are not as of now looking at expanding to different cities from where we are today, but grow within these cities only so that we can execute faster, bring those projects in our P&L and add value to the company.
Okay, sir. So thank you very much for giving your precious time and answering all the questions in very detailed manner. And we wish you very best luck for the upcoming projects and definitely the Manhattan projects or the execution. And we really hope that Ajmera will be a much bigger and much great company as we all as an investor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for listening to us, and we just hope everyone good luck. Thank you.